welcome to Sparkle and Chill. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm glad to see you again. Hey, so my last video I scrapped, might have been the last video, might have been the one before that. Anyways, I scrapped the idea of doing the Forever Young mini yearly project because, well, it was just too frustrating. And I showed you the new project that I'm going to do over the year, and that's these little butterflies. And there's 12 of them, so it worked out really good. This is just an Amazon kit. I will try to find the link to it and put it in the description. I thought they were really cute. I ordered this one and a Christmas one around Christmas time. And I didn't get around to doing the Christmas one, so it'll be great for next year. Or this year's Christmas. And then, I gotta get my thoughts right. I kitted down that kit and put it all in the box. I'm gonna find somebody who wants it and give it away because I'm never gonna do it. I'm sure a lot of people have done videos on these or reviewed these and they liked them. So it's a me thing. I don't like the double-sided tape. I don't like that you can't shimmy the diamonds a little bit to get them to move into the right spot. I even tried to use the dot stick. It didn't work, at least not well enough that I was willing to fight through it. Part of it is I'm inexperienced with squares, and so I do the mini dazzles and I do some of these smaller ones to get my muscle memory for doing the squares. And so, excuse me, sorry about that. That's one of the things that I just decided, rather than push through something that was just gonna make me go, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want diamond painting to ever become, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. It's too hard. I just don't want that. And I've seen a lot of people get burnt out and stop doing diamond painting for reasons like that. They get burned out, they've done too much, or they've pushed themselves through a project that really they should have just stopped doing. And I've done it now. It's funny. I had done, you'll see, there's a video in my feed, the big cat, and it's a big leopard, and it's beautiful. It would have been beautiful painting, and it was the biggest one I had worked on at that time. I got about 2/3 of the way done, and they had misdone the coloring around the face. From the picture that I saw and the picture that I had, it was completely different, and it looked funny. And so I was like, I'm not going to finish this. So I chucked it, and I had a few people go, why'd you do that? It wasn't that bad. It was. To me, it was. And it wasn't. And it was I still had a long ways to go on it. And I was like, I don't want to work really hard on something that in the end, I'm not going to like the outcome. So I tossed that. Then when I got these mini gems, there was something else I scrapped. I'm trying to think of what it was. Anyways, all this to say, I can't remember which one it was. There was something else that I scrapped that I was working on. And then I came to these Forever Young. Now, Remy, who has the channel Diamond Painting with Coco, she had gotten the freestyle ones from Forever Young. And when she bought those, I actually was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea because I have all these extra drills. I thought it would be a lot of fun. And I still think it's a great idea. We just need somebody to do it with poured glue. She fixed it by using the dot stick for her, and they're working for her. But I just thought, you know what? I don't want to have to figure out and do something to make it work. So I actually returned mine. I was going to start doing them next, as soon as I had the opportunity. But I just like, they were still within my 30 days with Amazon. So I was like, no, I'm just going to return them. I don't need to do that. So those got returned yesterday. I took them back to, I dropped them off at the Amazon drop-off place. So today you're here to see me. I'm going to kit up the butterflies. Again, it's a 12. I showed them on yesterday's video, but basically there's 12. I'm not going to go through all of them because I did in the other video. They come in this little box. I thought it only had 24 colors. It actually has more. So I'm kitting up in this little cube deal, and I needed 2 extras. So I took 2 out of Dazzles that weren't being used in there. And I'll probably just keep these 2 extra ones in the box and keep everything together. So all that to say, I'm going to be kitting this up. Now these come with what's called a legend card, or it's just a card, and it doesn't have any stickers. But what I did was I took and I cut those off. Let's see if you can see that really good there or not. I cut those off, and I used some good old Scotch tape, and I just taped them on so that I'll have the use of those. And that was really easy. I ended up using my X-Acto knife because I was getting too much tape. So that came in handy. And then, so yeah, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to kit this up, and we can chat a little bit while I do so. I also, in my last video, I was kind of vacillating between which kits I'm going to do for my Peggy Collins month in February. If you would like to join us, go over to Sparkle and Chill Diamond Painting on Facebook. The link is, if you land on my page for my YouTube page, if you go to where the videos or the header is, there's a link to the Facebook page right there. You can go there and join. And if you want to be part of the Peggy Collins group month, it's basically just get a Peggy Collins kit, small or large. There's no rules. This is just a paint along, just something fun. I would love to see other people's paintings pop up in their comments and whatnot in the feed. It's a very new page, so there's like 13 of us and only, and it's not real active because I think what happened was when I first set up the page, I had it on my actual Facebook page, and so a lot of people that were my friends actually, joined, even though it's probably, they don't probably diamond paint, and so that's why there's more people than actually do any talking in it. So I'd like to get it filled up with diamond painters who are interested in diamond painting. So please join if you'd like to join and just show your work. And now I was going to be working on the French Bulldog, but I decided against that for now. It'll happen a little later, because with this Forever Young thing in the squares, I decided, because I've got like 4 other Peggy Collins that are smaller ones. I've got the stained glass flowers, the small one that was sold on Amazon. I have that one, and I have the new magic red rose. I think it's magical red rose or something like that. That's also on Amazon. So I'm going to work on those. Those are going to be my February kits, because I think both of them equals about the size of the 22 by 22, maybe a little bit bigger for that. So that'll give me enough, and it goes back and forth between squares and rounds. The magical red rose is a square kit, and the stained glass flowers is a round. So that'll keep me, and it'll get me working on squares. I thought about it, and I was like, I don't do a great big huge square one. That's my first really big square one, right? So that's what I'm doing. But what we're here to do here today is go through and kit this up. I'm kind of excited that I changed gears because of these. I think are going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, so what else was I going to say? I already kit down. I didn't film it. The I'm not fat, I'm fluffy. Because I did it right after I did the other kit down that I showed a little bit of. I didn't go through the whole thing because it was starting to get kind of long, and I didn't want to like bore everybody with and I didn't have a whole lot to say. So all that being said, I'm going to set my timer over here because I'm starting to realize sometimes I go really long and I don't need to do that. So I'm going to set that for about 45 minutes. That gives me time to, it should probably be shorter than that, but I don't want it to be longer than that, if that makes sense. These are numbered 1 through 24, or no, 30, 35. So there's 35. That's why I needed another couple of these things. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter them in. I did, like I said, I did cut these little deals off, and I had to move the tape a little bit on this one on the F. Oops, but I can still read it. So anyways, let's get going. I'm going to move down so you can see what we're doing. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Let's put that there. Move that. All right. And I gotta get my little... Now, I learned from another creator, and I can't remember who it was, that using a used Kleenex box that's empty for your garbage for when you're kitting up works really well, and I like it. I'm gonna also grab a tray to put this over so that, okay, and these are squares, so the great thing about this is then you just pop them in there. It's really a brilliant idea. When I saw it, I was like, oh, that really is going to help a lot. Because before I was always like trying to figure out where to put all those. But that works really good. I didn't get these ready. I'm just going to cut them as I go. Normally I get them already in a container, but I didn't do that. So we're just gonna go. So hopefully you guys are doing well. It is, what day is it? The 28th, I think. I think it's the 28th. I am going to also, the other thing I need to do, I'm going to get this kitted up. I also have my February, I'm going to do that less, but I'm going to work on this butterfly for the next, however long it takes. Uh-oh. There's not enough room. Okay, this was, let's do, I didn't think that there was going to be any that would be too big. Oh, and there's several of these ones. Okay then, so let's find, you know, I had a baggie left over that said 310s on it already. I think one of that one, no. Okay, I'm just going to fold this over. Put it right here for now. We'll set it right there. That will do. we will get to that later. But there are, wow. But this is over 12 months of projects for this particular color, so it doesn't surprise me really that we're going to have some that have doubles. And I'm okay with putting them in the box till I need them. I do that oftentimes, even when I'm using my suitcase kits. I often will just keep the extra baggies or baggie them up, the extras, and put them into the top part of the suitcase. And then, you know, go from there. But so today I was gonna go and get some other stuff done, but I thought I'll get this done, and then I've got a bunch of things I've got to get done before the end of the day. So I wanted to get this kitted up and ready to go. I also then come, there's only a few of these, so I don't want to lose any of them. I did an unboxing that one got uploaded, so hopefully you saw that already. And then, yeah. So I'm kind of excited about this year. I've got a good idea on how to do things. I do want to get my budget kits in there, and I guess this is a budget kit. I think this kit, and I'll find it and load it in. I think it was about $10. I might be off on that, but I always undervalue sometimes on things. But I think these were about $10. They might have been a little more, but I don't think so. And they look to be very good quality. These don't seem to have any dust or anything like that in the drills. And let's see. Look at that. That's a really pretty pink. It's a really pretty pink. I love butterflies, so this was kind of a no-brainer for me. And they had several different types of these. I want to say there was at least 10 different sets that you could choose from. And the first one that I had ordered was that Christmas one, because I wanted some simple Christmas things. And I had thought I would get to the Christmas stuff, but I have enough Christmas stuff to carry me over to this coming Christmas of 2026. I got enough stuff to do for that, which is good. I did order I did order the Christmas something, the one after, and of course it was after Christmas, a really nice Christmas tree one that I had been looking for, a Christmas tree one during the holidays, and I just didn't see one that I really liked. And then, oh gosh, this one's upside down. Okay, so this is 606. Okay. Oh, those pink ones landed in there. Okay, and I got a pink one that escaped. And since there's just a few of those, normally when I find extras like that, I just kind of move them into my little discard bucket. But because I don't have so many, some of these have just a few, and I don't know how much they go over, I want to be real careful about that. So what are you guys kitting up? Let me know in the comments. What are you guys working on? Are there is there a kit that and if you want to join the group, if you're working on something, I'll put up a post for people to share what their whips are right now, what they're working on, because I love to see other people's work and what they're doing, and it makes it fun, more of a community when when you have people showing you their work. You know, I'll get excited about it, doing all over it. Decide if we want to go get that one too. Although I'm trying to stick with it. I'm kind of on, other than I have a $100 card, gift card for Diamond Art Club because of points. And I'm waiting for something to come in that I want. Everything that's on my wish list is sold out. Except a couple things, and they're not like have-to-haves. They're like, I'd like to have this maybe. And I'm kind of not doing that. I'm trying, I have so much right now that getting anything else. But I have lots of things to unbox, so there's no worry there. I've got lots of things to unbox. Lots of kits that I'm going to be able to do and show you all. I'm just not spending any more money for a while. And I did that on purpose when I had money. When I was working a job, I had and I was making quite good money. I knew that job wasn't going to last long term because I didn't really want, that wasn't the position I wanted to be doing. And so I knew I was going to be looking for other positions, and it just, you know, I was right. And it was good. It served its purpose, and I liked the people, and it was really good, but it just wasn't what I'm wanting to do. So, but sure paid well. So we will do it again. Oh, I hope this all fits. The one thing about these little squares, I like them, but they're really tiny. They do fit quite a bit. I've had different people have had different reactions to these kits. Some people have found that they don't stay closed. I haven't ever bought any that didn't stay closed. I guess I've been really fortunate. All mine have stayed closed, and I haven't had any regrets for using them at all. Just making sure I'm getting the right numbers in there. I haven't had any regrets. My favorite, so I have a few different kinds of storage. These, I have a lot of these because you get them really cheap, and so you can have multiple things kitted up. And I have suitcases, the suitcase ones from Art Dot and other companies that have kind of come out with copycats of them, which I like. I don't have a, you know, I'll use either one. As long as the jars are good quality and everything, doesn't matter to me if it's name brand or not. They work really well, and you can pick them up for like the 60 ones for like $15 when they go on sale on Amazon. I always watch for them to go on sale. Never buy them for the full price because they can be up to $20-$30. Well, the bigger ones are in the $30 range. And I do have a couple of those, only because those gigantic canvases that we get, you kind of have to have enough storage for it. And I don't want to have 50 million things that they're in. I don't want to use like 3 of these containers to do that. So I don't. All right, and this is 814. I'm just trying to make sure. I've actually done really good on this one. I don't think we're going to use all our time, which is fine. So the other thing, so in terms of storage, so I have the bottles, I have these, and I have 2 of the DAC, what are they called? The DAC ones with that are like the other big ones, something, I can't think of the name of them. There's some lady's name. That's all I can remember. But I don't have I have those ones. What are they called? You guys are probably screaming it at your screen. 23, 22. 947, 823. There we go. Okay. I got all messed up in that area. So, what are they called? I don't recall. I'm coming up blank. But anyways, I have the ones that are the Art Dot storage kit. I bought a couple of them when they were on sale through Amazon. They were just, the price was too good to pass up, considering so many people liked them. And I hadn't tried them, and I do like them. I have right now, oh, I know what the other one was that I, the kitten by Studio Delight. That's the other one that I decided I'm not going to do. And I haven't even started it. It was just the grid on it. It's clear. I mean, it's not that it's not clear. It's just I have an eye condition that makes it difficult for me to see sometimes. And the grid on it, I mean, it's a really cute painting, and I wish there's a couple things that look really similar, and they're in a gray, and I don't see that very well. And I don't want to strain my eyes, so I decided I was going to de-kit that and give that away for somebody to do, because I can't do it. It's still, I think it's a great canvas. The sticky's good. Everything's really good about it. It's just not something that I'm going to be able to do. And I can't ever think of the name of the eye condition I have. I need to write it down and just have it sitting where I can see it, because every time I try to think of it, I can't remember the name of it. But it just makes it difficult to see. So I thought, no, I don't really want to strain while I'm doing this, so I'm going to go ahead and not do that one as well. But you know, they're great kits, I think. Everything I can see about them looks good. The quality looks good. And they're rounds, at least the ones that I got are round, so it's not that it's a square issue. It's just an issue of my eyes. I can't do that right ones. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then the other thing, what was I gonna? There was something else. Do you ever think, so, you know, I'm on a no-buy because I have so much stuff that I think I have at least 5 years worth of material to go through. And I don't want to just keep consuming and keep buying more and more when, you know, I am going to get my $100 worth of stuff on that, and then I'm going to try to stay off of the the problem is when you see them, you want them. It really is, I think, an addiction, and it's a dopamine hit when you go to, and I wasn't really going to go into this, but when you go to buy things, you get this dopamine hit. And I heard somebody say that you also get a dopamine hit when you finish a project. And I'm like, that's where we want to have our dopamine hit, is when we finish a project and we're really proud of it, because that can get us through all these other ones we've got, right? Because we get that dopamine hit that it's you know, just knowing that you finished it and that it, you know, for me, it's always the experience. You want to have a good experience with whatever you're working on. That's why putting aside kits that aren't serving you is important, in my opinion. I know some people might think it's wasteful, but you know what? If you're not enjoying it, and this is a hobby. This is a hobby. And it's not like I'm throwing them away. I did throw that one away, but it's not like I'm throwing them away. I'm going to give them to somebody else who will enjoy it. Because, believe it or not, something I don't enjoy, somebody else will. I mean, that's just a fact. If just because I don't want to do something or something isn't enjoyable to me doesn't mean that you wouldn't enjoy it, right? I mean, we all have different tastes and different skill levels and things that we are willing to put up with, or that will make it a no-go for us, right? And I just have decided that there's just certain things it's not worth it to me to work on kits when I have so many that I know I'll love to do, to give away one that I know I'm not going to love doing. You know, I'd rather spend my time on the ones I enjoy. That's, I think, the takeaway on that, you know. And you don't always know. I mean, part of the problem is you know, I've been doing this, I've been doing diamond painting since 2023. And so sometimes it takes a while for you to learn what you like, you know, what you like and what you don't like. For instance, I don't like color blocking. I mean, not small amounts of it, yes. I like a good mix. I like a kit that's got a good mix of both color blocking and confetti. But if it's confetti heavy, I'm okay with that too. That doesn't bother me a bit. I love confetti. I learned when I was doing Frosty the Snowman that I do not want to do cartoon ones that have a lot of color blocking. I just don't want to do them. I wanted to do that one because of the nostalgia of the picture. But if I'm honest, and I've got another, I think I have a Goofy one in my, and a Minnie Mouse one in my storage. And I might destash those because I know that one, those paintings aren't going to be that important to me to do. Frosty the Snowman has a special place in my heart. It was a favorite growing up. And so I really wanted that one. But the others, nah, you know, they're cute, and I know somebody will like them, and I'll likely destash them. Because, one, I could use extra money, and I know that it's not something I'm going to like because I did not like that form of color blocking. I just did not like it. It, you know, it was a lot of color blocking, and I just didn't enjoy it. You know, the only thing that kept me going on that was I really liked the picture. So I won't be buying any more of those type of paintings. Although I thought in the beginning I would like them, you know. And I do have two. I have Smurfette and a Hefty Smurf that I'm going to do, and they're very small. I think they're very small kits, and I will do them because I bought them for a reason, but they're not probably going to be super enjoyable to work on just because it's all that color blocking. And then there's kits that have, you know, a lot of confetti that I'm like really excited about. And I love bright colors. Do you guys like bright colors, or do you, I mean, there's something about them, especially in the winter time, to work on something with really bright, vibrant colors. It's just stimulus, I think, from being in the, I live in Oregon, so it's very cloudy, overcast here a lot, and so even, it doesn't rain as much as people say it does, really. I mean, at least not in the last few years, but the problem that I have is the cloud cover. There still is a lot of cloud cover, so it is, that can get depressing. So working on things with bright colors, and I love the bright colors here in the fall. They just, you know, the bright oranges and yellows in the trees. It's just amazing. I think that's my favorite season, is the fall, because it's just beautiful. But then we get to winter and I'm like, oh, we have to have fall to have winter. but I don't like it. The winter just it's too cold. And so the other thing that I really like is I don't like doing people. I'm sure that there will be an exception somewhere sometime where there's a one with a person in it that I really want to do, but for the most part I prefer to do landscapes and animals. Animals more so, but that usually comes with some kind of a landscape. So it's kind of a double. I love butterflies, hence the butterfly kit. And I love pretty much all animals. I love cats and dogs. I love the so Diamond Art Club has released a lot of cat projects, and people have gotten a little funny about it. What's with all the cats? Okay, one of those went into the wrong side, which I thought was pretty funny. And there were people that were really complaining about all the cats, but some people really like cats, and I think they have a good variety of different things. What I don't like is all the witches. If I never see another painting with witches and everybody's like, oh, it's so pretty, and I'm like, I don't like it. I just don't like it. So that's not for me, and I don't really care for the spooky goblins and all that kind of stuff. I prefer sweet, nice things. Okay. See how nice this works? It's just, it really does make it so easy. You've got something to put it in, and then once you get this filled after you've done a couple kits, you just toss it. It's perfect. Then you've recycled the box. You've used it for something else. It's very nice. And here we are at the end. What was the other thing I was thinking about? That is the last one. So the other thing that I've learned is a mixture of both. Like this has a little bit of color blocking, and then it's got the confetti, so you're going to be changing colors in these, and a lot of them were like this. Some of them had a lot of one color in them, but that's fine. These are small, quick little things to do. I'm going to work on this. I don't know if I'll be filming it. Maybe it's just going to be depend on what I'm doing at the time that I do it. I might do it and film it and do it as a time lapse. I like to do that on these small ones because they're small, and that way I can be watching TV or something in the background while I'm working on them, and then just do the time lapse. Get my words out today. So anyways, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, all the things. Tell me, what's your favorite thing to do? Do you like confetti, or do you like color blocking? I really found the other thing is the line blocking when you're doing vertical lines. I love that. That's something that I found while I was working on I'm Not Fat, I'm Fluffy. I loved the way that was. And also it was in the Blitzen one as well. So anyhow, I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great day. Bye now.